What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast, episode 21. And in today's episode, we discuss a little bit of karma. Do you believe in it or don't you? We give our thoughts on the subject. Also, what a beautiful time to be alive. Yeah, if you ever really think about it, we look back on history and we talk about, people who lived throughout the Depression and the World Wars, and wow, what was that like? But we lived through quite a bit ourselves that we take for granted. We talk about some of the big monumental moments in history that we've all lived throughout that we don't think much of. And we're going to just get into some of that also. Look, I'm not going to hold you. We're going to go ahead and get into this week's episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. Thank you for tuning in. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. What's our episode, Denzel?
Looks like we're on episode 21.
Episode 21. We coming back again with that. My name's Jared. Co-host is Denzel. And we're going to get into some cigar talk and a little bit of everything else.
Yes, sir.
Let's introduce the co-stars real quick, and then we'll get into all the everything else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, let me go first. I'm kind of excited about this.
Let's hear it.
So yesterday I went to one of my cigar shops and look in search for a Liga Privada, number 9, T52, either one. I was open for either one I can find because right now they're hard to find. They're hard grabs. Mm-hmm. I've been having a hard time running into them. But this particular cigar shop, they usually had a sign on the door. We have Liga Privada. It's like, hey, no brainer. I got to go there. Go in there, and they only have the petites, okay. The cigarello type of cigar. And
yeah,
not my preference, right?
Yeah,
it's not me. It's not me. Nothing against anybody who smokes those, but it's just not me. I don't want to feel like I'm holding a cigarette. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So he shows me in the case, hey, this is all we got. And disappointed. But he goes over and he says, but wait, the guy who was with the Liga Privada with I guess Drew, he's part of like the Drew Estate crew, started creating his own brand, his own line. And he said, hey, if you like the number 9, the cigar I have is pretty much like the number 9.
Okay.
Just like the number 9. He swore up and down by it and said, I guarantee you, if you like the number 9, you'll love this. So I said, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And it's the Mi Querida.
Uh-oh. The who?
Mi Querida.
Spell that.
Don't know. Or I might have said it wrong. It's M-I space Querida. That's what it sounded like when he said when he pronounced it to me. So
okay.
So I'm going off of him. I've never heard of this cigar line before. Never heard of this cigar. But he told me that if I love the T52, not the T52, but the number 9 by Liga Privada, that this is pretty much on the same par, same line with it. So, for those people who are having a hard time finding that beloved Liga Privada line, we're gonna see if there's an alternative out there for it. And this is my go at it to see if we landed on something, or if we fallen way short and said, nah, this is not it. So I'm going in with an open mind, high expectations, but then also I'm willing to be let down. Yeah. I just want to see what happens. But I'm gonna give it a go.
Have you done any research on that? What's the origins on the tobacco?
Nicaragua. I know it's from Nicaragua. I haven't really done much research. I just picked it up last night. Matter of fact, I might do some research while we're in the middle of the show, while I'm in the middle of smoking it, and go from there to see if I can pick up on anything that the cigar reviews are telling me as we're smoking.
Okay, cool. Well, me, man, I got a Joya de Nicaragua. I got that Antano, Connecticut. I got the Connecticut one. It's a Robusto. And, I try to do my little bit of homework on it, man. It's a Nicaraguan origin with an Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper on it, man. So I'm going to be getting into this one. It's got that light wrapper that we talk about,
Light wrapper, okay. We love the dark. We love the dark. So we're saying dark wrappers is home for me, but we'll see how the light wrapper does.
Man, them light rappers be hitting hard, man. That's why
they do.
Yeah, they do hard. So I remember last week I came in with 2 cigars, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna choose. And I quickly backed off of this one, this Joya de Nicaragua, because I was like, I ain't about to try to deal with that. So
It wasn't the time and space for it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna challenge it today. We're gonna see. Hopefully it gives me something different than what I'm expecting.
Hey, but look, check this out. So before we go ahead and get the lighting these cigars, I brought a punch to the fight today, man. I'm switching it up for the first time,
my man,
in a long time. So we're going with a punch, no straight cut.
Long, man. I forgot you had other options.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're going with a punch today. I'm pairing this with with one of my Jameson pre-mixed drinks that we picked up a couple weeks ago.
Right.
I didn't want to do anything too fancy, anything that's gonna throw the cigar off. So I wanted something that's gonna give me a little bit of edge, but I can still enjoy the cigar and then still enjoy my Saturday afternoon. Nice little vibe. Nothing too extreme.
Cool. Man, I'm pairing mine with straight up Cayman Jack.
Oh man, we love that Cayman Jack.
A little Cayman Jack. I threw a little pineapple juice in that because I had some pineapple juice at the house from what did I make? Marinated some steak. And and some pineapple juice was needed for the marinade. So
nice.
I had some pineapple juice left over. I figured I'd dump that in that Cayman Jack, Unique little flavor. I don't mind it. I just hit it for the first time on the show. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. A little switch up, and it kind of matches the weather, the little break in the weather. You throw a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of margarita. It's a good feel,
There you go.
All right. I'm trying to match, and I'm one match down already.
I saw you over there toasting without me, man. I was like, let me get started, man. I had to went on and cut this thing, man. I'm rushing.
Hey, man, we are not gonna hold back and waste time, man. Let's get to these cigars. Like this. It's something that we look forward to every week. I'm ready to get to it.
I rushed and I just messed up my cap on my cut there. I had a straight cut. And I rushed it. I messed my cap up, man. Like a rookie, man. Look at that.
Like a rookie.
Look at that. What I done did.
Man, that's a big pet peeve, man, because that thing's going to be peeling the whole smoke, man. Hopefully you can correct it.
I know, man. I don't know how to correct it. It is what it is, man. Y'all ain't seen me mess up. This is my first time acknowledging it. I'll take it on the chin, man.
It happens, man. Hey, look, that's the good thing. You can let them know that even the best of us, some of the most experienced smokers, sometimes we get to doing our thing and just taking for granted, and sometimes we mess up. It's all good.
I had years of experience, man. Still make a mistake on the most basic part of the cigar. It's cutting it.
Most basic, but still critical though. Because like that when you mess up the cap, I'm telling you, that could make for an annoying smoke the whole ride. Sitting there trying to put that wrapper back, fighting with the wrapper the whole smoke.
Oh, I'm annoyed. Already. That thing is giving me problems during the toast.
All right, it looks like 4 matches, man. 4 matches this time. So not too bad.
1 match, shawty. I did it. I ain't gonna lie.
I might have spoke too soon.
It was about to burn my finger though. It was getting there. You see?
Yeah. You held on.
See, you have to have testicular fortitude to like 1 match. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on a time schedule. So hey man, everybody ain't got the fortitude to hold on to that as it gets close to your fingertips.
As it gets close.
And this heat is starting to feel. You starting to feel it? Some people
start to feel it. Yeah. For sure. That's where the spill comes in. Spill gives you that time. Gives you a big flame, gives you a little bit of time to work with. But you get those cheap matches that's gonna burn quick. Oh, you got to get it going. And I think I spoke too soon. I might have to be going for match number, 5, so I'm going to 6 right now.
Yeah. Them spills be going pretty quick too though. Or a cedar stick sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But them things they seem to burn just as fast as the match to me. And it's frustrating because they're so big, so you think you're gonna have more time with it. All right, let's go with some initial thoughts here on the toast.
All right, you want to go first?
I really ain't. Okay, my initial thoughts. I don't want to force nothing, but it is some light pepper. But I'm really loving the aroma of this smoke, though. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't quite describe it yet, but I am enjoying that aroma that's coming off of this smoke here.
You know what I like too, like with the cigars with good aroma, and then it has that pepper. It kind of helps dial back that pepper a little bit. You know?
A little bit. It's got a nice medium, close to the full body smoke.
Okay.
Coming off of it. This is it's cool so far. Cool
little smoke.
Yeah. Right. We jumping right in though. You know what I'm saying? I can tell it's not gonna be a weak cigar. You know what I'm saying? It's got a little pop on it. You know what I'm saying?
Pop.
Like,
little pop
on
off the
shots,
top.
you know what I'm saying?
All right, so I'm already looking like I got a bad burn. Y'all know me. Y'all know me and my burns, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
little uneven, but we're gonna correct it throughout. But so far, I would say I want to give it a little bit more time. Off the top, it's not a Liga. Not off the top. For some reason, to me, Ligas just have that ease into its complexities. You know, I kind of I guess liken it to a car. That's some cars you have that can take you 0 to 60 in 4 to 5 seconds, right? And some will jerk you into it.
Yeah.
Or some will just cruise you into it to where you're going 60, 70 miles an hour. Don't even feel like you're going that fast, right?
Right.
I think that's what Liga does very, very well. Like it'll still have a little bit of punch to it, a little bit of bite to it. I'm saying a lot of complexities off the rip, but it's just the way that the cigar feels as you're smoking it. Mm-hmm. It makes you feel like you're driving a luxury sedan. It's like you're just floating into those complexities. This so far has kind of hit me in the mouth a little bit, like you said with yours.
Now hold on. Now let me correct mine before I hate to cut you off to do that. But mine, I said it's got some pop. I recognize the strength, but this eased me into it. I do want to be clear about that. It eased me into it. It's very smooth and manageable, but you can feel the weight on them shots it's throwing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, it's got some heat on it, but it's cool. Like, but go ahead.
It's tagging a little bit, but it's cool. It's cool. Got a little cushion on it. But now, I just feel like on a wrapper, I just feel like, and maybe I'm judging it too much because they liken it to the Liga, right? So naturally, I'm going to make that correlation from the minute I take my first puff, right? So maybe if you would have never told me that, I might not be thinking this hard. But just on the wrapper doesn't give me that buffer of, you know what I'm saying, those different complexities just yet. It doesn't. I don't feel guarded on the wrapper. So I don't think the wrapper that they use is as high quality as Liga.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna see how that progresses for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's take the ride, man. Let's take the ride. I'm in this ship. I'm on board. Let's take the ride. Let's see where we go with it.
Yeah, we're gonna see where it takes you. All right, man. So look, we get into a little bit of everything else for the meantime while we riding. This is random, man. I'm gonna get into some hippie pot talk with you for a second here.
Okay.
Somebody sent me a meme or something that said something about karma.
Okay.
And I don't know if I ever really gave you my stance on karma. Have we ever talked about karma before?
I don't think so. I don't think that's anything that we ever really got into a in-depth discussion about.
People talk about it has become like a pet peeve of mine when people start being like, it's all right, karma gonna get them. I guess I can be such like an iconoclast that somebody will say stuff like that and it automatically just bugs me and makes me want to go with the opposite thought. So
like, whatever.
become a person who has really lost a lot of belief in the idea of karma. Like I'm just like, all right, that don't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So people always say karma's gonna get them back, and I think to myself, see, you telling me there's this force in the world that if I trip you and you fall down, that somebody's gonna come back and trip me and I gotta fall down. Like there's a force just like, hey man, you gotta get tripped back because you tripped somebody.
We gotta balance this out.
Right. So what happens if I murder somebody? Karma says somebody got to come back and murder me. So what is the cycle? Just continue going. Now, this person that killed me, they got to receive karma because they were enforcing karma on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's this thing. I stopped believing in it, and I don't see enough of it where I'm like, well, I'm believing it. There's a lot of terrible people that live magnificent lives. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is what it is, man. Like,
and I mean, but see, that can be dissected a lot, right? You can dissect that a little bit more. Not saying that whatever you do, it comes back in the same form, right? It can come back into a different form to where something catches up to you at some point, which it does happen. Like, could it be pure coincidence that it happens? Or could it be this force of nature that's kind of trying to balance life out? Like, I do believe in energy. I do believe in like whatever kind of energy you put out does come back to you. Not necessarily per se, whatever you do, whatever goes around comes around type of thing. Not necessarily that, because sometimes things don't always come around, like come back around to you. Sometimes they do, and it could be pure coincidence. But then there's cases, even in my own life, I'm pretty sure yours and whoever's listening, that whatever you've done might not have come back to bite you just yet, you know, and who says it's not gonna come? You know, it could come 50 years from now to where now everything I did 50 years before is now weighing on you. So it's how it's packaged. So maybe how you look at it is based on how you package it, how you package karma, how you take it in the vacuum.
Now you say something interesting about, you know, believing in energy and stuff. So, you know, me and you have had the whole conversation about people being energetic beings. You know what I'm saying? And energy don't die. It just goes on. So,
transitions.
Yeah. So now with that being said, now we can get into the possibility of karma being like another word for like law of attraction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where
Okay.
Like your energy that you're putting out, you're gonna attract it. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? But to say, you know, what you put out, you're gonna get back. It's gonna pay you back. You messed me over, so now you got to get messed over. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, okay, I'll bite on the whole idea of you're attracting the things that you're putting out and you're focusing on. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy into it if karma is that. But I tell you what, I kinda, in my mind, I think karma is, because law of attraction would be its own thing. You know what I'm saying? Karma's got to be something different. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a different term to describe it. I would buy into karma is self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying?
Could be.
It's your own guilt about your actions. And that's your karma. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel messed up about something I did to somebody, I feel like I wronged you, me living with that hurt or that you know, not forgiving myself over is my karma.
Which in turn can cause you to do something or cause something to happen in your life that's not necessarily a good thing. Like you can cause bad things to happen to yourself based on how you're living with and how you're carrying whatever it is that's on your conscious.
So self-sabotage is what you're saying?
Self-sabotage, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's a great term. Great term for that. Like, you begin to self-sabotage just based off of your guilt, your subconscious. You know, you might move differently and not move in a more free manner to do things to cause positive things to happen to your life. You know, that's very much so a true thing, which is, again, energy. You know, whatever kind of energy that you possess internally, is going to come out to what you do outwardly.
Right. Yeah, for me, that's the only scenario I see karma being real. You know what I'm saying? Self-inflicted. It's internal. If I feel good about what I did, then I didn't do nothing wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
which is all life philosophy, man. It's just somebody had to probably put a term and a word to it, at some point in history. And it just came out as that. Whoever philosophized, or not philosophized, I don't know if that's a word, but whoever developed that philosophy,
Right.
came up with that word. And we just grew, and it kind of shifted throughout time of how we perceive it,
Right. Yeah, it's such a cliche thing. I think that's what bothers me. I think a lot of cliches bother me. You know what I'm saying? I try to avoid saying them. Sometimes they fit, and you just gotta say them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you said, cliche sayings. Yeah. And then even the way we take it and we use it might not even be the way that was meant to be thought of to begin with,
Yeah. Like look at the word hater. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you a player hater. You hate. I use that mess wrong. That ain't the original meaning of it. You know what I'm saying? Misused and overused at this point.
Yeah. Right? I mean, we ship words and things all the time, man. And I think karma is probably one of those things that people kind of shift into their own definitions at the same time. Fitting the popular culture and fitting whatever somebody's idea is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. You got any cliches that somebody say and it just bugs you? It grinds your gears. Like Peter Griffin.
You know what grinds my gears? You know what? I can't particularly think of one right now. Not right in the moment. Not off the top of my head. But I'm pretty sure at some point throughout the show, something's gonna come to me. I'm pretty sure you're probably gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, man, that's the one.
That's the one. Hey, man. It is what it is.
All right, so real quick. I had to pull up some information about the cigar real quick, just so I can get an idea. So this is off cigarsinternational.com. It says if you ever met Steve Saka, you know that calling him a big deal is quite an understatement. Originally gaining fans with his work at Drew Estate, Saka retired from Drew Estate back in 2013. So what it's looking like is he joined into, I guess what it says, 2015 Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. So that was born. So it was like a phoenix from the cigar ashes, as it describes. So Saka rose again with another fantastic brand of top shelf sticks. So that's a mouthful when it comes to describing this particular brand of cigars, which I've never heard of before. I've never grabbed a cigar before. I've never seen it, or I might have seen it and not paid attention to it. So Steve Saka, from Drew Estate, when he retired from Drew Estate, 9 years ago, and started with Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, came into with this particular cigar. So directly from Drew Estate. So he has a good background, good history as far as solid cigar brands and solid cigars. Looks like it has good bones. Looks like it has good bones as far as the history. So now, just based off that information, I might judge the cigar a little bit tougher.
Now that you know it's a vet in the game, huh?
He's a vet. So come on, Steve.
Hey man, we're gonna see then. We're gonna see. I look forward to it. I don't know about you, but my burn has improved.
I haven't quite evened out yet. I'm getting there. It's catching up. I got one little spot that's being a little stubborn here.
Yeah, this is a very even burn on this. And I don't want to be premature, but I feel like if this cigar continues on the path it's going, it would be a type of cigar I would keep in the stash. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Nice.
Not an everyday cigar, but there's definitely occasions for a cigar like this in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm having an active day, you know what I'm saying, and you're doing something like the cookout or something like that, and you're moving and shaking and interacting with people, this is a good cigar.
It's a good one to pick up.
Nice pickup, you know what I'm saying, and just smooth. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like it. Strong and smooth.
Okay. So that's a good cigar to bring to a function. Let's get active with it.
Got a little cedar in it.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, a little cedar in it. Maybe a little subtle leathers. Kind of very subtle though. Well done. Yeah.
So I mentioned with this cigar that it was a Nicaraguan. So the binder and filler is Nicaraguan, but the wrapper is Connecticut broadleaf. Just to be clear,
Who?
Connecticut broadleaf.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty interesting. I kind of like that balance between the Connecticut tobaccos and then the Nicaraguan. So this is gonna be interesting to see how this goes.
Which is what I have. I got the
Yeah.
Nicaraguan with the Connecticut wrapper.
Connecticut, yeah. So that'd be interesting to see. I don't know how many times I might have picked up a cigar like that though. I have to pay more attention to that.
Right.
All right, man. So check this out. So something that's been grinding my gears. Speaking of grinding my gears, it's inflation.
Right.
Can we talk about this inflation for a minute?
Please, let's do.
So yesterday I hit you up, right?
Right.
A little annoyed. I went to Burger King, not paying attention to the prices. Ordered me a Whopper Jr. and medium fries.
Right.
Came up to almost $7. It was $6 and some odd change. And when they had told me that at the register, I had to pause. Like, hold on, wait, what did I just order? A Whopper Jr. with some fries, no drink, no combo, just Whopper Jr. some value fries.
You thought you ordered a Whopper scene with the price they gave you.
I thought I ordered a
triple Whopper,
a double, a double Whopper, a whole meal. I'm like, wait, hold on, wait, what? I remember, $2.99 can get you that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can take $2 to your, you know what I'm saying, to whatever restaurant, fast food restaurant, and you can come out pretty solid with a burger and fries.
I want to say the combo for a Whopper Jr. was about $4 within the last year or two.
Yeah, about $3.99 from what I remember.
Something like that. Yep, $4.16 after taxes. So
yeah, for a combo.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, where does this stop? Like, I understand that they're trying to raise wages to kind of entice workers to come back, but still, I'm not seeing where the amount of money we're making is matching this kind of inflation that's going on. Especially, everybody knows gas prices is going sky high. I know food's going up a little bit here and there, but I wasn't expecting to see that yesterday.
Right.
And you don't pay attention to it. And I even noticed at the grocery store, usually to fill up my refrigerator for my household, my refrigerator, my pantry, 100, 115, 120, maybe you can get the job done. Now, each time, like, I'm going 200 off gate. When I walk in there and I know I'm doing a full grocery trip, I know it's going to be a $200 bill easily.
Oh, yeah. We can't get under 200 no more in my household. I'll be furious. Every time my wife come home and be like, tell me what the bill came to, I'll be like, what? Why you spending so much?
And you're not getting anything different. It's pretty much the same regimen, same routine things that you usually keep. And I'm seeing the price go up and up and up. I mean, like, I have had the same routine as far as grocery shopping for the last probably 7-8 years. And I remember, $75 can get me pretty decent, pretty solid. I get my kids are getting older and they're growing up, but I just lost one out of my household, So right. I'm thinking my bill should actually get a little bit lower. But it's getting higher up there.
Yeah.
Like way past double, almost triple to this point.
A buddy of mine was telling me, he said, I went to the grocery store the other day and I bought like 5 or 6 things and I thought it was going to come to about $60, because he had bought some steaks along in the mix. So he was expecting it to be about $60 once you pay for everything. He said the lady told him it was $100 some. He said he froze, like, but he had already gave her the card, so he was just like, he just had to go through with it. Like,
couldn't stop that transaction.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I told you, I went to the grocery store and bought generic wings,
right?
Generic wings, 2 water bottles, individual water bottles, and a pack of cookies, and I spent almost $21 on that. And it's just like, well, what did I I can't get under a dub. I ain't buy nothing but some water and cookies and some chicken wings that won't even entice
and a dub,
like,
a dub used to take you pretty far at the store.
yeah,
Corner store, grocery store,
with
whatever.
2 bags with 20. You know what I'm saying?
With
Like,
20,
not one
yeah.
bag that got space in it that you can still put stuff in it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like,
right. You getting 2 full bags for 20.
yeah, man. Like I couldn't. I don't know, man. It's strange.
And now $20 is gonna get you half a bag, and you still got to pay for that bag.
Yeah. You
Charging for
the
bags
places
now.
that charge for the bags, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they charging for bags now.
Yet, but I know that's big. In California, I know they doing that. You know, you got to bring your own bags.
Yeah, out here in Northern Virginia, DC, yeah, they charging for bags, man. Now it's to the point to where, you know, you go to a grocery store, whatever store, you're gonna get a bag. Now it's a question: would you like a bag?
Would you like a bag?
20 things on this counter. Yes, I want a bag.
Right.
What do you think? How else gonna get it out of here? No, I didn't bring my own bag, but I guess now in this mind frame, you know, you got to ask that question because not everybody's trying to pay for bags, but people bringing bags to the store now. But I never thought that would be a thing where it's a question.
Only the cheap spots did.
Aldi or whatever,
Aldi's and places like that. You had to put your little quarter in to use the cart, and then you had to put your stuff in the cart. You ain't getting no bag.
But for the purpose of keeping costs low.
Exactly. And now, what's your reason behind doing it, Mr. Grocery Store? Like, you know what I'm saying? Kroger or Walmart. What's your reason? Publix. But
call them all out.
Yeah, man. Harris Teeter too.
Harris Teeter. Bring them in. Food Line. All of them.
Food Line. Ralph's over on the West Coast. All y'all can get it. Like, what y'all had down in El Paso? What was y'all grocery store down?
Oh man, Albertson. We had Albertsons out there.
They got
Albertsons.
Yeah, Albertson big on the West too. I think
Mayor up in Detroit. Yeah.
Is Albertson under Kroger or is it Ralph's is under Kroger? I think Ralph's is under Kroger.
I don't know. I didn't know. I never heard of Albertsons until I went to El Paso. So I don't know who they under.
Yeah. But you know, I'm kind of looking at it from the point of view of it. It seems like stuff like that with the bags and stuff is like supposed to be good for the environment, you know, but it's not about the environment. It's about cost. So eventually,
gotta be.
We're getting muscled into going into electric cars, which from what I've heard, it was supposed to be the move anyway in the 30s. But they're gonna muscle us into electric cars, and I'm fine with it. And it seems like, you know, if we start going with more cost efficient energy, like it seemed like it should be a positive thing, right? Like if everybody start using solar panels and stuff like that, it's going to be messed up because eventually they're going to charge us for using the sun. Like, you know what I'm saying? To power our home.
Facts. Yeah.
Because they charge us for water now. Like,
right. Like that used to be the economical idea, is to use solar power to be able to save costs, to save money. Now it's going to be more of a capitalization on that. You know, just like how with the EVs, all the charging stations and whatnot. I don't know how that works. If there's a fee, like, do you even know if they're like with charging stations? Is it? Do you have to pay
a lot of people? You do, but it's like $20 to fill up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charge.
Because I know you have an option. You can just plug into a regular wall, but it'll take forever to charge it up.
Yeah.
But you can plug into a regular wall if you so choose to. But if you want a quick charge, I guess you got to use the charger stations.
Right.
But in the interim, like with the old energy, I would say it's only going to make the prices shoot up until it's obsolete. You know, once that usage starts going lower and lower, the price is going to go higher and higher. So people who are stuck on using gas or using fuel for whatever, you know, it's going to make those prices skyrocket because they have to make that capital still
left over.
Yeah. For those who are slow to switch, you know, which probably will be me. I'll probably be one of those who will be like one of the, not the last, but towards the middle, the back end. Yeah. Because I'm just at this point kind of stuck in my ways. You know, you stuck with what you know. You know, only 38 years old, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, you know what you know, and I know gas powered, I know propane, you know. Fuel energy. Haven't quite gotten to the whole EV thing yet. Even though I'm investing in EVs, I don't know how soon it'll be before I actually switch over to a completely electric vehicle or something like that, you know, or go completely solar power. I'm just not there yet. So I'm gonna get the brunt of those price hikes because you kind of get comfortable, and a lot of people are gonna be like that. You're just comfortable. Now the younger generation who's growing up in it, it'll be nothing to them.
Man, it ain't gonna be nothing to me because if my neighborhood, which is a HOA neighborhood, allows me to add some solar panels, I'm going solar panels. Doing it, bro. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done with this, man. I'm sick of paying all this money to these companies that be abusing people, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'm a believer in business. You know what I'm saying? And you do what's right for the business, but greed when you go too far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it
I mean, just think about when we first started driving, gas was 99 cents a gallon. That wasn't that long ago. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
price gouging.
So you mean to tell me in 20 years you're talking about a 400 to 500% price, jump in product? How does that make sense?
I don't know. I don't understand why the price is up now. They say we don't get but what 2 to 3% of our gas from Russia. What's the problem?
Yeah. What's the problem? What's
you
the
make
reason?
up for that in Texas? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is our prices going up? We don't even like Russia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Is to me, it's just gouging, and I don't respect it. Me and my wife, we talked about electric cars and stuff, man. Which I already knew in my mind. I wanted to go that route, so I'm glad that she started having the conversation with me. Also, don't get me wrong, it's not gonna be something that's gonna happen like this year, but I won't be on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
But what is cool though, that they are making it more comfortable for those people who are kind of stuck in there in the old way to kind of make that jump at some point. All these legacy car brands who are going the EV route. You can. There's still a population of people who don't feel comfortable grabbing a Tesla. Right. Might not be their thing. They prefer to have a Ford. But Ford's making that jump too,
Right.
Of course, we see Mercedes and BMW doing the same thing.
Right.
For those people who are in that vein.
Right.
And
I got a notification this morning that Maserati is unveiled their new electric vehicle.
Really?
So, for people like us in that vein, we
and you ain't sent it to me. You got to send that to me, man. Come on.
My fault, bro. I just took it in for myself. I figured I was the only Maserati guy in the group. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're the only Maserati guy?
Hey, man, I get it to you.
Hey, man, I'm still open to the Maserati. That's my secondary brand. If I wasn't a Benz driver, I'd be a Maserati guy, man.
There we go.
I'll go either way with that. Still can't make that jump to the BMW though. I can't do Beamer. I can respect all the Mercedes, Maserati, but I don't know. BMW just doesn't get me.
Because it's too bland. It's got like I like BMW body shapes, but the interior
the body shape can be okay. Yeah. I think their body shape has gotten better. I didn't like them before. Like you go back past, like to 2012 and back. I think they've gotten a lot better. I'm not a big fan of that big grill though. That big grill doesn't necessarily do it for me.
I think I've always liked their body shapes, even back in the 90s. Yeah, like I've liked it, but I've liked BMW's body shape and I like Mercedes body shape. Two different, but I think they both look good. But so it was always about the interior that was going to be the difference maker for me.
The make or break,
personally. Yeah, and Mercedes wins in terms of interior. But like I've asked you before, I don't understand why the interior looks the way it does because you own Rolls Royce. Like Rolls Royce does good. Yeah.
They do great. They do great.
So who is designing Rolls Royce and why those designers don't help out with BMW? Because
you know what I think it might be really is just they have such a big following because you got people who love Beamer, and those who love Beamer, they love what they have, and you're not going to shift it too much.
Yeah. But
at the same time, you have people who love Mercedes, and Mercedes have made a huge transition. You go from the S-Class from 2005, and you look at it 2015, looks completely different. You look at it 2015, look at it 2022, looks completely different. Like, they're not afraid to just gut the whole thing and throw something in completely new. What
those
BMW does...
companies took totally different routes.
Yeah,
to this
BMW
point.
sticks with what they've done. Like, so if you look at the last 20 years of BMW, the interiors look
Gradually moving along, very
like
subtly.
like an iPhone. Like
Yeah.
iPhone.
Yeah.
iPhone, if you look at an iPhone, 10 years ago and look at an iPhone now, they look pretty much the same. The body looks almost the same. The UI looks almost the same.
Yeah.
There's not much that changes. But you have people who love Apple and Apple products. And Apple products doesn't shift their design much at all.
Right.
But then you have Galaxy. You go look at a Galaxy from 10 years ago and look at a Galaxy now, two completely different looking phones.
Right.
You know? And it's pretty much that whole idea, probably.
Yeah, you know what's weird about that is that's a dangerous route to take, though.
Mm-hmm.
That Apple takes and the BMW takes. It would seem safe, but it seems very,
very dangerous.
Yeah, because just for the same, me having the line of thought of other companies that have done that same thought process, or companies like Blockbuster that didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Come on now. Come on now. Talk about it. Yeah.
If you get comfortable in your position, you can lose it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be like Netflix. You gotta be like Netflix.
Gotta be like Netflix, man. You gotta transition.
Netflix changed the game. They shifted. They moved. It's not just sending your DVDs in and getting DVDs back anymore.
Right. And speaking of that, I read an article on Blockbuster last week, I believe it was, and they were talking about how Blockbuster actually had a meeting with Netflix when Netflix first was early in the game, and Netflix tried to sell them their company. They said, we'll be responsible for your online portion of your business. You buy us out. I think it was $45 million they tried to sell Netflix for, and Blockbuster laughed them out the meeting from what the Netflix owners said. They laughed them straight out, like, nah, that ain't
gonna work.
Nah, we don't believe in your model, mailing out DVDs. Nah, we good. Anything you can do, we can do. And we don't believe in that.
And they didn't. I mean, who would have thought, for one, that the world would make the shift that it made from the Blockbuster era, which I loved. It was near and dear to my heart. Getting able to, like, going up with my pops, and we're looking at movies and searching for what we're gonna watch that for this weekend and whatnot, to everything being a home based type of thing, to where you just sit at home and everything's so accessible from home.
Right.
Who would have saw that 15 years ago? I wouldn't have guessed that we would be in this, so home based type of lifestyle now.
It was a perfect combination of things that I believe led to that, man. Between people feeling
definitely
like
the pandemic too.
Well, I'm talking about even prior to that, to allow a Netflix to take over a startup company like Netflix to put a monopoly out of business in an industry. You know what I'm saying? It takes a perfect storm. And I think the storm was perfect because everybody was getting frustrated with how Blockbuster was doing business. So you look at Blockbuster, and I believe in that article, it said that Blockbuster, like maybe 60% of their income came from fees. And that was also
I
the
remember
reason
that
why
being the thing.
Netflix started their company. The guy who started Netflix started because he ran up like a $60 or $80 bill.
He's like, I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah, and he started the company out of frustration because of that. So I think the frustration of that, then people just, as technology improved, people became more addicted to comfort. You know what I'm saying? And that started in the whole, I can just drop it off in my mailbox, push the flag up, and let the mailman come take it off. You know what I'm saying? Was perfect. Like, you can just stay at home. I gotta wait.
Matter of fact, think about that. That used to be the thing. Like the fees, you talk about the fees, and now I can just go to my mailbox and send it back. That's where most of your fees came from, because you just forgot or was just too lazy to get up and take your movie back to the Dropbox.
Right.
Like, hey, I gotta get to Blockbuster before 7:00 before they close.
Right.
Nah, man, I missed it. So now I have to drop it in the thing, and I'm gonna have to pay for it. Don't get me wrong. Netflix had that same policy, a similar policy, which I have a couple of DVDs in my house right now from when I didn't send my my movies back. But they charge you for the movie. Now it's yours. You can keep it. No,
it's a one-time fee.
Yeah, no penalties building up day after day after day. All right, you don't turn it back. Guess what? Now you own it. Now you just pay me $20 for it.
Right.
It's yours. Keep it. You know, which is a good business model, honestly. You know,
Right.
which changed the game. So you have the comfort of just going to your mailbox, and if you're so not with it enough to go put it in your mailbox, okay, all right, we're just gonna charge you for the DVD. Now it's yours. Keep it. Don't even send it back. We just
Right.
want to charge you for the whole DVD now.
That's perfect. And then another part that messed up Netflix, messed up Blockbuster, when companies like Walmart and Best Buy got those little barrels in the middle of the store with full of DVDs for $5.
Yeah. You just go through and just shuffle and find what you want.
Why would I pay $5 to rent with you when I can pay $5 and buy it from Walmart?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that hurt them. And then streaming came out, and it was game over when streaming
Game over
came
after
out.
that. Yeah, game over
because
after that.
Netflix was at the forefront of that. And the Blockbuster attempted to get in it, but you had burnt too many bridges with the people by then. And it comes back to what the gas companies are doing right now. You're burning bridges.
They're gonna be in the same boat.
Eventually, I'm gonna put my foot deep in your behind, gas company, for what you've been doing to the people.
Exxon, shut them down.
It's coming.
Marathon, shut it down. You know, it's gonna come to that.
Yeah, and you're gonna
EV Gold charge points gonna go up.
Yeah, you're gonna think because you Exxon, I'm gonna come charge my stuff with you, but I'm not going to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, what would be smart is, like, you know, if they did that, let like somebody like ChargePoint buy them out. You go under ChargePoint, sell fuel and charging stations in the same vicinity or in the same station or whatever. You got a one-stop shop. You come here for fuel, or you come here for charging, and just go in a different name. Maybe that would be smart if they partnered up that way and let this whole thing take shape, like Netflix tried to partner with Blockbuster. You know,
right? Would be. But, you know, let's see. I don't want to be too negative, but I could care less what happened to them. If these companies don't want to partner with them.
But I mean, just for me, it'll be interesting to see how things shift in the next 10 years. 2032 is going to be a very interesting environment to live in. What a time to be alive.
Right.
You know, hey, we seen things shift right before our eyes, man.
This is a fantastic time to be alive, man. You know, like I've said to you before, we were around to see the conception of the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people don't understand that it's only a handful of times in history that were that are as big as that. You know what I'm saying? That actually shifted the landscape of the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Like, either I think you said the Wright brothers. If you was there to see the Wright brothers take offline, or if you was there to watch the internet become a thing, or if you. What else? I mean, unless you were sitting there at the cross when Jesus got home, you know what I'm saying? It ain't too much more you can say in history.
A witness,
it changed really everything. You know what I'm saying? And even the Jesus thing, if you saw it, it wasn't a big deal. You didn't know it was a big deal.
You know what's going on? Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Well, it was 100. You were dead by the time it became a big thing, because the religion started like 100 years after he died. So I mean, like. So even that, you know, hey, man, the internet might be bigger than that. Like, you know, as far as actually living and watching it change.
Watching everything, how everything shifted. I don't think, I mean, and crazy thing is now, like, and that's why I say what a time to be alive, too, is as we live through history, live through our time now, the way things are shifting and changing is happening faster than it ever has before. Like you mentioned, you know, it took 100 years for this religion to become as prominent and things to like kind of shift, or for airplanes to really take off and become this huge thing, and even cars to become what they are now. The way things are happening, like with the metaverse, I give it 5 years before this thing becomes prominent. Right. You know, the way things shift, the shift is happening faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, that's true.
As we go along, you know.
Yeah. Flight, it took a while before it was the thing everybody was doing. That wasn't okay, we're flying now, everybody can do it. Or like you say, cars, to get to the point where it was what it is today, that's been a long journey. You know what I'm saying?
Long coming. Long time coming.
And like you say, everything is happening immediate at this point in time. Like, it's happening quick. And it's going to be, I mean, of course I think the future is going to stay on the same path. And when we're gone, it'll be still changing and growing quickly. But
man, things are gonna be going like
yeah. But this stage here is the stage where it's like, all right, this is the foundation of all of it, and we're witnessing the foundation, which is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We're watching the foundation of the technology eras really being birthed right here in our own eyes, and we take it for granted, man. It's really a big deal, like what we're going through.
Man.
Like, think about it, man. Think about our lifetime, right? You know, we look back at other people's lifetime. We're like, wow, you lived through the Depression and you lived through the through World War I and II. But we lived through 9/11 and we lived through a recession and the first black president. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
and
man, crazy thing is this, man.
And electric cars and cars driving themselves. But go ahead.
But I got soldiers, and this was a conversation I had a few years ago, so even worse now.
Mm-hmm.
And they came to me and said, hey, son, what was it like to live through 9/11? And it paused me for a second, like, wow, hold on. Yeah, y'all were either just born or not born when 9/11 happened.
Right.
You know, in order to have been here when 9/11 happened, you would be
21 right 20, now.
21 years old, yeah. And you know, soldiers are 18, some 17, 18, 19, 20 in the army now. And they asked me what it was like when 9/11 happened. I'm like, this is, and it dawned on me like, wow. Yeah.
We lived through that.
Yeah.
We lived through the internet conception, like all of that, bro. Like we lived through the beginning of hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right, yeah.
These are things we take for granted, D. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, there's a lot of history in our lifetime, and one day we're gonna tell our stories, man. And we just gonna be interesting to kids.
Yeah,
man.
we
you know
remember what it was like not to have a cell phone.
We watched the conception of cell phones, bro. Like
kids nowadays don't know what not having a cell phone was.
Right.
You know,
we were around for rotary phones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I've used them. You know like, so it's a lot that we take.
What's a Rolodex? A Rolodex?
Yeah. D. We were around for the creation of Xbox and PlayStation. That may not seem like much. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It's a lot of stuff, man. Like we take for granted, man, that it's nothing to us, but it's history, man. And like you say, what a time to be alive, man, for all of that history, man. Like we might be watch cryptocurrency become a thing, and that could be the potential future of currency. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we could really have been around for the beginning of a currency shift.
And you know what's crazy is now you mentioned that, like when I mentioned Bitcoin to you, and when Bitcoin was mentioned to me, we both was like, you know, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
What is a Bitcoin? Now, what has it been? It's been 5 years now that I've been in the Bitcoin. Now you ask what's Bitcoin? Everybody, almost 90, I would say 90% of the population in America knows what Bitcoin is.
Yeah, even if they're not invested, they know what it is.
They know what it is, at least 90%. And then you say the world, I would venture to say at least 60 to 70% of the world knows what it is.
Right. I wouldn't doubt it.
And that's only 5 years.
Right. That's
only 5. Well, 5 years from when I knew it was. I think Bitcoin came out around
it was. Yeah.
2013. Years. I would say 2013 is when it became a thing.
Yeah.
So 9 years, and even to say 9 years, that's still a short amount of time.
To being a factor, yes. You know what I'm saying? In world currency to be a factor.
Right.
We're witnessing the creation of the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy to be here for this time, man. We watch social media become a thing.
Social media become a thing. YouTube, I remember YouTube. One of my good friends was the first person to put me on YouTube in 2005. He had a video. Like, what is it? He's like, check out my YouTube. YouTube. Now YouTube is the way of life. That's the way most people consume all their videos, most content. That's where you get most of your music. Not what most of your music from, but a lot of people go to YouTube. I know me, if I'm gonna be in my car riding and I hook up my Bluetooth, I'm probably gonna go to YouTube first before I go to anything else. Before I even click on my Spotify,
Right.
I'm probably gonna go find a song on YouTube to play while I Bluetooth it in my car.
Right.
You know, if I'm at my house chilling, I'm gonna pull up my laptop, hook it up to my speaker. I'm probably gonna go to YouTube to find the songs to play. You know, find a playlist to play. And you got to think in 2005, it wasn't even really a thing.
Right.
You know, and now you have people who are supporting their lifestyle, their whole livelihood from YouTube. you
Right.
know,
Right.
it's a full-time job.
It has become a full-time income for people, man, and good income. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Millionaires offer this thing that people used to just do for attention. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right. It was. That's what it was. You know,
Yeah.
hey, look at me. I made this video. I want to get some content out. Check me out. you know,
But see,
now
that wasn't even the
it's
thought
a
process. I
livelihood.
want to get some content out. Then that's the thought process now.
It wasn't even a thing about content. It was just
What was the purpose for doing it then, other than just wanting people to see it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I want you to see this goofy thing I did online.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't know. Like, it's amazing, man. We watched a shift in culture. We watched a shift in personalities. We watched a shift in genders and gender roles and everything else, man. I've watched everything, man. I'm watching manhood die. Like, it's just an amazing time to be alive, man.
That's another conversation right there. Won't get into that. I don't know. But
yeah, we'll say that. But you got any thoughts on? I guess we're about halfway through these cigars, man. Not you.
yeah,
You at
hey,
the
matter of
beginning
fact,
still.
yeah. I'm still just probably getting into my well, just ending my first third, to be honest with you. So shout out to that. You know, shout out to that. To be able to have a smoke that lasts this long. I mean, we've been going at it for about an hour or so now. Or almost an hour. We're inching up on an hour. And man, I'm not even done with my first third. But at least to give you some feedback to this point, I would say the ride smoothed out a whole lot. The ride did smooth out a whole lot. It did kind of, get off to a rocky start. You know, it was similar to like the analogy I made with the vehicles. It got to the point, but it was a rough ride getting there. You know, my ascent wasn't as smooth. You know, I took a flight to Florida recently, flew Spirit, and was not a pleasant flight. It was a little rocky around along the way. Going up and coming down was pretty rocky. So that's what I would liken this cigar to. Like it did eventually get there. Maybe not on the same level as a Liga. You know, Liga's one of my top brands, man. One of my top cigars. This is probably one of the highest rated cigars I've personally given it. So it's going to be kind of hard to match that.
Is it Liga vibes at all, though? That's what I wanted to ask you.
It is. It is. I will say that I don't want to just. I'm not going to shoot it. I'm not going to shoot it down and say it's not Liga vibes. It is Liga vibes, but it's not a Liga. It's not a Liga. I would never package this as saying, "Hey, you like Liga? Smoke this cigar." I would package it as, "Hey, you want a solid cigar? Try this cigar." I would not put it on the parallel as a Liga. I would not do that. So if I was a guy working in a cigar shop and somebody says I'm looking for a Liga, well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would preface. I would lead them towards this cigar, but I would preface say, "Hey, look, it's not a Liga, but if that's what you're looking for." I guess I would approach it the way he did, but not as strongly as the guy who pitched this cigar.
Right.
Pitched it to me. You know.
I guess he wanted to make sure you bought something.
Hey, I was gonna buy something anyway. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm there for a reason.
Right. I ain't just walking through here for nothing. You think I didn't come to smoke?
I'm still gonna pick up a cigar now. Come on.
Right. Well, man, as far as my Antano, Connecticut, I'm gonna say I'm still mostly it has changed. It's got more of a toasty type taste to it.
Okay.
With a little bit of a almost kind of rum like little on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got still a lot of cedar vibes to it. You know what I'm saying? With like
Which I enjoy.
And some
I enjoy.
woodiness and some woody notes.
I enjoy.
Also.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy some cedar. So that's cool, and I think that's probably what lends to the aromas. The aroma's still solid aroma.
Aroma's still good. I probably preferred the first third of this more than the second third.
Okay.
But that's not saying that this second third is bad, because actually it just leveled out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, but I would say this, the vibe's already set. Once those aromas get to kicking and they're hitting just right, the vibe's already set at that point. So now you're just riding the high of that first third that sets you right. Like you said, it's just evened out. Yeah. You're probably just riding off the high of that first third that just got you in a good spot.
Right. And it's got a little bit of strength to it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel I don't get a cigar buzz very much, but I kind of got a cigar buzz. And
really?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't think it's that little drink that I got. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more.
It could be. Hey, look, it could be. Then we had this conversation.
They creep up on you, and I don't know. Man, it's one of
sometimes them little drinks that hit you harder than just some straight up liquor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Actually, my wife had one last night. She might have drank like half of it, and she was just like, I think I'm drunk. She said, I think I'm drunk.
It'll get you out of nowhere, man.
Yeah. It catch up to you. So it could be that, but usually this feels like more like a cigar buzz to me than it does alcohol buzz.
You know what you know. But yeah, man. So yeah, I would say solid cigar. You got any ratings for your cigar? You ready to rate it?
Yeah, man, we can get into the ratings, man. It's cool. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna give it a 4, an even 4.
That's solid.
We go 1 out of 5 for y'all. This may be your first time listening. And I give it a solid 4.
Other than what you already mentioned, any particular reasons why you gave it a 4?
I would just say it's a real solid cigar, man. And lie, I would honestly, it can be a cigar that if I'm going in and I'm picking up, I know I'm going in to pick up about 3 or 4 cigars, and I just need to have some for the stash and some for today, one for the day and then some for the stash. It could be something that I would have in the stash. I would like to have this particular cigar in my stash.
In the humidor. Gotta have it in the humidor. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and that's what it is, man. I've enjoyed it. It hasn't taken away from nothing. It's a pick-me-up cigar. You know what I'm saying? That you can really just kind of be on the go and doing things that'll keep you high. It's not like a something I'm just gonna sit here and chill and just look at the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's got a little strength to it. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm in the mood for one of those, something that's gonna have a little bit of boldness to it, but at the same time smooth.
Smoothie, yeah.
It's it, man. So I'm happy with the overall combination of how they were able to balance those two.
Okay. I like that. Man, I'm kind of reluctant to get into mine, to actually rate mine. Only because of the background. And the reason I picked up this cigar. And I feel like the rating I want to give is going to be a little unfair to the cigar.
So you want to rate it based off of your expectations more so than what it actually is.
Yeah, man.
We can't do that.
I can't, but it's hard to get it out of my head. It's hard to put that to the side.
See, that's why it's always bad to like read a review on your cigar or with listen.
Right. And we talked about that in previous episodes, but I'm gonna throw this rating out here, and don't beat me up for it. But I'm gonna say 3.5. 3.5.
Barely above average.
And I hate because I still want to measure it up to a Liga, even though I know I said I can't and I wouldn't, and all those great things that you're supposed to say. But once you're already in that mindset, you're stuck in that mindset. That's why I said I would not package this and advertise it as an alternative to a Liga.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. So if you want to pick up this cigar thinking you're gonna smoke a Liga, no. If you want similar vibes, yeah. But 3.5, man. Leaguers get like a 4.8, 4.6, 4.7 for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with 3.5. But keep in mind, I'm still just getting to my second third. So as I smoke it further, throughout the day, maybe when we have this the next episode, maybe I might come back and maybe I might not nudge it up a little bit. Maybe I might nudge it down. But where I'm at right now, getting into my second third, 3.5.
Did it has it transitioned for you at all though? Or is it pretty much
Yeah. It's had some transitions. From the first light, of course, hit me with some peppers and just some earthy tones, just getting it going. And then actually got a little bit of sweetness to it. I don't know if it's my drink. I don't think it's my drink because the back of my palate's really giving me some a hint of sweetness.
Mhm.
Kind of leaning towards the cocoa notes, but not strong. And that's what Liga kind of does. But it's there. So those are the transitions I had so far. Just a little bit of pepper up the top, into some woody notes, then now into some cocoa tones.
So for you, you don't that's not going to be something that you keep in the humidor, what I'm presuming.
Nah, if I had it, nah, it's not. just to be straight up and honest, nah. If I saw it, what's up?
If somebody gifted that to you, would you re-gift it?
Nah, I keep it. I keep it. Yeah, I keep it. I smoke it. I'd enjoy it. It's one of those other ones that I want to smoke something different, or I'm not really looking to smoke one of my favorites. I'm just chilling, or it is actually an all-purpose cigar. Like if I'm just out and about, if I'm chilling, I just want to just something just to grab real quick. I'm not looking for anything particular.
That's a throwaway
I don't
stick
want
for
that.
you, man. Like one of those. I don't mind wasting a cigar. I know I'm not gonna finish it, but I'll have something to move with. Smoke.
There you go. Hit the nail on the head. That's it.
Hey man, there ain't no wrong with having those too. I don't mind those. I have some of that in my humidor. It's just like, I got a few minutes. I know I'm not gonna complete this cigar, but I don't mind.
I want to smoke real quick.
Yeah, I want to smoke, and I don't mind if I don't finish this one. So
that's it. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. That's where I'm at with this cigar.
Well, sorry. What's his name? Zaka? Sorry, Zaka.
Steve Saka.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve. Better luck next time. Which 3? Look, 3.5 is not a bad cigar. It's
not a bad cigar. It's not a bad cigar.
It's always a win.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's not something I would deter anybody from smoking. Even a first time smoker. If somebody was a first time smoker, I wouldn't say, nah, put that stick down. If you want to smoke it, go ahead and try it. You might like it. It might be the best cigar you've had so far. Right, it's just the fact that we have at this point
you've had
such we've had so many. We have a diverse palate. We've have a experienced palate. We know what we like. We know what we don't like. And to be a 3.5 to somebody who knows what they like and don't like, not a bad spot to be. That's a spot to be.
That's a fantastic point you make, man, because there's a lot of wine snobs and stuff like that. And I hear them talk bad. Like I've watched reviews on different wines and stuff before.
Yeah.
And I've heard them be critical of stuff that I thought was pretty good. So
yeah,
but I'm not a wine guy like that. So for me, it's like, hey man, I thought that was pretty good. A snob.
Yeah, for somebody this might be a 4.5.
Yeah.
If you've never driven a Rolls Royce, you're not gonna turn your nose down at a Kia. But once you jump into the Rolls Royce and you know how that handles and you know what that interior feels like, you might get into a Kia and you're like, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. Yeah. I had to rent a car when I went out of town. It was a Hyundai. And if I wasn't an experienced driver and driven certain cars, then wouldn't have been like, I'm ready to roll. You know what I'm saying? If I was an 18-year-old first time driver, you don't give me a Honda, give me the keys to a Honda. Hey, I'm happy to ride.
Yeah. Ain't so bad.
It ain't so bad. It might be the best car I ever had in my life,
Yeah, but it's a good point. It's all where you.
So let me ask you this before we go. Would you consider yourself a cigar snob at this point?
No, not a snob, but I'm but I would just consider myself an experienced cigar smoker.
I like
I
it.
don't feel
Okay.
like I'm snobby. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if I was snobby, I wouldn't be a fan of Fat Bottom Betty. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, Fat
well,
Bottom Betty's a
let me not say
solid
Betty.
cigar.
Let me not
Oh
say Betty.
man,
CAO or something like that. I wouldn't be willing to smoke those. Is what I'm saying.
you just reminded me when I was in Tampa and I was at King Corona.
Mm-hmm.
It was a gang of people searching for Fat Bottom Betty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to go grab a Fat Bottom Betty. maybe they were crowded around. They had the Fat Bottom Betty off into another case. So at King Corona, if you've never been, you gotta go. It's down in Tampa, historic Ybor. Love it. They have a huge humidor, and it's just a long glass wall of cigars. And the Fat Bottom Betty's in a case off to the side by itself with a couple other flavor cigars and stuff like that. I guess they keep the flavor cigars in a different spot.
Yeah.
And I go over to find the Fat Bottom Betty, and I gotta fight through a small crowd. It's at least 5 people over there looking for Fat Bottom Betty.
Right.
Looking for Fat Bottom Betty.
That's actually not a bad. That's a good number of people in a cigar bar or lounge actually to be crowding around waiting on one particular cigar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I was impressed.
I was impressed. 100 people in the cigar bars and stuff.
Yeah. It was probably about 15 people in the cigar spot at that
waiting on that. That's
and
a
5
third.
waiting to get into the case with the Fat Bottom Betties. They were all grabbing Fat Bottom Betties.
That's dope.
I kid you not. I forgot to mention that to you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey man, Drew Estate, man, you doing your thing with that one, man. Y'all probably need to partner with that company again, man. Pardon me to the company. I forgot who they partnered with on that Fat Bottom Betty, but hey man,
we gotta shout them out next time.
Yeah, and that Sweet Jane too.
Sweet Jane, yeah. Hey, Fat Bottom Betty, Sweet Jane, and actually, I suggested Sweet Jane to a couple of those guys who were there. I was like, hey man, if you like Fat Bottom Betty, try the Sweet Jane too. It's a little more sweet, but it's solid. It's really a solid cigar.
Yeah, hopefully they gave it a shot, man.
Yeah, I think one of them picked it up if I'm not mistaken, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Dope. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. We're going to go get ready to close out. We appreciate everybody that tuned in this week to the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. We'll get with you next week.
Keep yes, sir.
Cigars up.
Cigars up. Yeah.